Hello, my name is Tony Gehrig, Fargo City Commissioner. This is the recap for the September 11th, 2017 Fargo City Commission meeting. There's one issue I'm going to talk about today, and that would be the budget. I'll pull the budget out here. On August 2nd, this preliminary budget was presented to the Fargo City Commission, and the mayor at that time asked to all commissioners to look at it, submit changes, give your inputs, and then on September 11th, we would vote on those changes after, of course, meeting with him one-on-one for what we thought was important in the budget. Of course, I did that. I tore through the budget. I came up with a myriad of different ways that we could lower property taxes. We could have less of an impact on your life overall. That budget, the one that was presented on August 2nd, 2017, was the exact budget that was passed on September 11th, 2017. That is to say, none of the changes presented, none of the changes by any of the commissioners that were asked for made it into that final budget. That's problematic for me. When you publicly ask in a big show of togetherness and unity that you want the input of the other commissioners to go into the budget, and then none of those things are accepted, that's a problem. That's a show, and that doesn't represent what I think people of Fargo want, and that's politicians and folks working together. So I will offer you the solutions that I had and let you know what was voted down. By the way, if all of these things that I present here were accepted, I could reduce your property taxes for the city of Fargo by 10%. That's not what I asked for. I asked them to just accept one or two of the examples given, and we could reduce your property taxes by 5.5%, 6%, or maybe even more. So the first thing I offered was the COLA, the cost of living allocation for the city employees. It is an increase in their wage based on the expense of living here in Fargo. The biggest driver of that being insurance, for health insurance. The mayor put forth a plan to do a 2% increase across the board. My plan was for the bottom third to get a 3% increase, the middle third to get a 1% increase, and the top third, if you're making $90,000 or more, got nothing as far as a cost of living increase. They would still get their regular steps. They get an increase in their wages every year anyway. Just being an employee, just like most state or federal employees, you get an increase yearly just based on your job. If we had done my plan, it would have saved $500,000 for the residents of Fargo. I could reduce your property taxes by $1 million. Unallocated is the amount that we take that if we don't spend all of our budget for 2017, whatever the remainder is goes in the 2018 budget as a credit. On average, historically, that amount has been 2 or 3% of the city's budget. So that would be about $1.5 to $3 million, somewhere in that ballpark. This year, for some reason, they're only suggesting we're going to have $600,000 in unallocated, which is less than 0.5%, or about 0.5%, I should say. I asked that number to be bumped up to $1.1 million, which is just about a 1.5% of the budget, which is still less than our average. That was what I voted for. That it was not seconded, died for lack of a second, and it went away. No one supported it. The Link FM is a free bus service in downtown Fargo. It has terrible ridership. It has not met the expectations that we had when it was put in place. It costs $100,000 a year for Fargo, $100,000 a year for Moorhead. If we got rid of that program, which very few people would even realize it was gone because no one rides it, we could save $100,000 a year. That was not seconded by any other commissioner. The Art and Social Services Fund is a fund where we take your tax dollars from you, we put it into a charity fund, and then the commissioners get to decide where those dollars get to go to what charity we like and what charity we don't like. We're picking winners and losers in the charity game now. That's unacceptable to me. Why wouldn't we just leave you with more money and you can decide what charity you donate to? My wife and I donate to charity. I'm sure you do as well, but you choose what charity you go to. My nephew has autism, okay? We donate to that center because it's important to us. The Autism Center of North Dakota here in Fargo does not get a dime from the city of Fargo, but other charities do. So we're picking winners, we're picking losers. We'll say your charity is more important than your charity, and we're taking your tax dollars to do it. I said we stop doing that. And in a 4-to-1 vote, basically my motion was not seconded by anyone else. So in 4-to-1, they said, let's keep on taking your money, your property taxes will keep going up, and we'll decide where your charity dollars go. So none of those things were accepted, and that means your property taxes are going up. The other thing that was important is I'm the utilities liaison for the city commission. I'm in charge of the utilities. That's your water plant, your sewer plant, and your landfill. All those guys are making more money this year than they were last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. The water plant has been partnering with West Fargo, Horace, all the communities around us, and we're going to expand that. The sewer plant, same thing. We partnered with West Fargo, with Horace. We're going to partner with Mapleton, hopefully, and Kindred, and all the other communities around us. So we're going to take in those dollars, and then we're going to make more profit off that. The landfill is the regional landfill for the region, for around Fargo. Everyone uses our landfill. So we've improved the water plant this year. We've expanded the landfill, and we're going to expand the sewer plant very quickly. That's a $100+ million project. And our thank you for you investing in our utilities, which make you money, or make the city money, I should say, is to raise your rates. The 2018 budget raised your rates for all those utilities. I ask that we not raise your rates because you have invested in us and you have put forth a lot of money to do that. And we are taking in more money than is required to run those utilities currently. 20% of the income that we make from those utilities goes to the general fund. It has nothing to do with operating your utility. So you're paying 20% above cost to run all those utilities. That's too much, and I think we should stop doing that. I made a motion to make your utility costs flat this year, and it was not accepted. So, big picture, in a 4-to-1 vote, this thing passed with no changes whatsoever presented by the commissioners. Basically, the mayor dictated what our budget was going to be, and for some reason, the other commissioners went along with it, taking in none of their suggestions. That is not a good process, and I will not vote for a budget in the future that is handled that way. If you have any questions, give me a call. Please share the video, contact me, email, Facebook, whatever. Share this video with your friends. This is an important one. And please watch how your Fargo City Commissioners are spending your tax dollars.